Hey, what's up? This is Diesel, and since as though it's WrestleMania season, I thought I'd make a WrestleMania video. And this is my top 10 greatest WrestleMania matches that never happened. Note, when I say that never happened, I'm talking about matches that were confirmed, heavily rumored, or could have happened. And I'm going to give an honorary mention to, now, okay, before I say the honorary mention, I know some of you guys are going to say, that should have been top 10. How is that not in your top 10, you know? And my honorary mention is Undertaker versus John Cena, anywhere from WrestleMania 23 till now. Why I put an honorary mention? Because it could still happen. Who knows, maybe WrestleMania 33, WrestleMania 34, because Undertaker, he's going out when he feels like it. Tired of guessing, will this be his last match? Will this be his last match? Simple, guys. He's going out when he feels like it, because he's a boss. Anywho, so yeah, Cena versus Taker, anytime WrestleMania 23, till now. When would have been the best time to do this match? Probably WrestleMania 27. And we'll get into WrestleMania 27 a little bit more. Coming in at number 10, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, WrestleMania 11. They honestly should have had the blow-off match here, and they didn't. I have a feeling this match didn't happen because of the clique politics. You know, Shawn Michaels wanted to make sure his match with Kevin Nash steals the show, because he knows clear as day that if Bret Hart versus Owen Hart happened, they would have, you know, overshadowed their match, because, you know, Bret Hart was Owen Hart, one of the greatest chemistries ever, second best in-ring chemistry of the 90s, and this match really could have saved WrestleMania 11 from being the worst WrestleMania of all time. But yeah, and Bret Hart going over Owen Hart. They had the match the night before, but I just have a feeling that if it was at WrestleMania 11, it would have been a bit more of a better match, you know, making a no disqualification. And who knows, maybe this could also have been a 5-star match. I think so. Coming in at number 9, Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. Now, it's not just a thing where I want to see this. This really should have happened. I'm going to explain why. Roman Reigns winning that Royal Rumble, he never recovered from that. You could say he deserves it, and I have nothing against the guy. You know what? I guess he does deserve it. But end of the day, WWE and Roman Reigns fans, he's getting booed pretty bad. And, you know, ratings are not so great. I'm not blaming that on him, but he sure as hell ain't helping. And, like, you know, he never recovered from it. The fans just boo him and boo him and boo him. He's semi-over. Like, you know, some fans don't care. They, you know, some fans, you know, just won't get over the fact of they did that, you know. So I guess he stole Daniel Bryan's thunder. But, like, they really should have went with Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. Some could say, you know, that would have been safe for his health. Fair argument, you know. Some people say it's not believable. I don't care for that nonsense. I don't need to explain myself why I'm cool with this match, you know, even though Daniel Bryan's small. Like I said, I don't need to give the MMA example in the heavyweight division back in the day. But yeah, Bryan was over enough to do it. The fans wanted to see it. They got Reigns and we booed it. You know, we wanted to see Bryan. It's that simple. And Roman Reigns, he got turned into a punching bag for it. And he has not recovered since. Now, I want you to think about something here. Let's say we don't have Daniel Bryan win clean. Have Seth Rollins cash in, just like, you know, with Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. And that could have got Seth Rollins more heat. Then you could have had Roman Reigns win the Money in the Bank, because Daniel Bryan would have been gone by then. Have Roman Reigns win Money in the Bank, and then face Seth Rollins at Survivor Series, SummerSlam, or who knows, maybe wait till WrestleMania to do the Shield Triple Threat match. But you know what? Maybe that wouldn't be such a good idea. So, because, you know, Dean Ambrose's going to be in the match, so maybe they might be Roman Reigns anyways. But you know what? I'll say this. Have Roman Reigns win the Money in the Bank. You cash in at SummerSlam or Survivor Series, and in my opinion, he could have been over right there. He wouldn't have got booed. Or let's say if he did get booed by the time of the Chill Triple Threat match with Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, it wouldn't have been this bad. Now look, you had him win the Royal Rumble, you had Bryan thrown out like a joke, you didn't do the dream match we want, we booed your guy, he's still getting booed, and your ratings are shit. Good job. But yeah, that Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar should happen at WrestleMania 30. Whether you wanted to have Bryan win clean or Seth Rollins cash in the match like he did with Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns and actually get heat on him. But nope, you got him cheered and you got fans to boo Roman Reigns even harder. And whether, you think Roman Reigns deserves it or not, he didn't recover and he's still getting booed. Don't matter what type of fans, the fact is he's getting booed and he's not over the level that he wants him to be. So yeah, I believe that match should have happened. Coming in at number 8, Bret Hart versus Randy Savage. I understand I'm trying to build Yokozuna as a monster heel, but end of the day, you had the whole Hogan thing coming in and just ruining everything. So, why not, and plus, why not have Bret Hart beat a veteran clean, and Randy Savage wanted to do that for him. And you don't do it over Hogan getting the title back. Only for him to drop it at Yokozuna in a forgettable match at a forgettable pay-per-view. And not do Hulk Hogan versus Bret Hart, so that was a fucking waste of time. You could have had I'd probably say it would have been a nice 4.5 stars, 4 and 4.25. It would have been a classic match, that's for sure. Whether it been 4 stars, 4.25, and 4.5 stars. I don't think it'd be 5 though. We'd be lucky for it to be a 4 and 3 stars match. But yeah, you could have had, Savage, put Bret Hart over clean. He would have been one of the top part of the sharpshooter, I bet. And have a great moment, honestly, Bret Hart beating one of the biggest stars of the Hulkamania era of the 80s. But no, he went Hogan. Bret versus Yokozuna. And then on the eyes of Yokozuna, Hogan knocks Fuji down. And all that for nothing. Oh yeah, P.S. Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan match star rating I think could have been either 4.5 stars, 4 and 3 stars, or 5 stars. I want to rate every match what stars I think they would have been. Coming in at number 7, Eddie Guerrero versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 22. Shame Eddie Guerrero had to die. Man died in his prime, and it was confirmed that they're going to do Eddie versus Shawn. God knows if they're going to make it face versus face, heel versus face, face versus heel. They weren't going to do heel versus heel. Let's not get ahead of myself here. But yeah, this would have been 5 stars for sure. And honestly, could this match have surpassed Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio? You guys tell me still. Do you think it could have surpassed Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio, this match at WrestleMania 22? I'm kind of back and forth on that one. But this would have been a fantastic, flawless match. I don't think a botch would have been in sight, in my opinion. The perfect way to do this match. You definitely have to keep Eddie Guerrero as a face, in my opinion. Maybe make Shawn as a heel. Maybe keep him as a face. But I personally think Eddie Guerrero should win this match if it were to happen had Eddie not died. But it's a shame Eddie would have died. But yeah, this would have been a 5-star match for sure. Coming in at number 6, Legion of Doom versus Demolition, WrestleMania 7. Damn shame that Axe had the health problems. We could have got arguably the biggest tag team match of all time. Shame. Really wish that the health thing did not happen to Axe. This would have been fucking huge. This would have been a true WCW/NWA versus WWF match. And the NWA, WCW guys would have won. the greatest tag team of all time. The tag team of the 80s. And it's kind of like, when the Road Warriors / Legion of Doom came, WWE was kind of slowly drifting away from Demolition and worse to, the whole Axis Health. But yeah, this could have been a good match. I'd say 4 stars flat. It would have been a classic match because Demolition, especially Demolition Axe, he was a good in-ring worker. Road Warrior Hawk, I thought was totally underrated in the ring. Watch his match with Ric Flair in the 80s. Dude was so fucking underrated in the ring. Hell, even in video games, I loved using Road Warrior Hawk in one-on-one matches. Animal, not really, but Hawk, yeah. Sucks this match couldn't happen. Coming in at number 5. Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 2. In my humble opinion, I think somewhere in late 1985, Roddy Piper should have won the WWF champion. He would have been a perfect heel champion. And have Hogan chasing Piper for the title would have been so fucking awesome. I really think it would have. And it would help Hogan get more over. Have the blow-off match. The blow-off match to blow off their feud at WrestleMania 2. Hogan go over clean and get him mega over. And I think this match would have been I'd say 3.5 stars, 3 3/4. I don't think a 4-star match, though. But you know what? It wouldn't be just about the match quality. It would be about the perfect face versus the perfect heel. In my opinion, the greatest face of all time, Hulk Hogan, versus the greatest heel of all time, Roddy Piper. Perfect good guy versus bad guy. And this is kind of like a Batman versus Joker type of feud, if you agree. But yeah, really wish this match happened. Coming in at number 4. Okay, now 4 and 3, I kind of contemplated which one I should place which. But you know what? You be the judge. At my number 4 is Undertaker versus Sting at WrestleMania 27, 31, and 32. I'm really mad that Sting did not take the deal in 27 to get the match done with him. Both men were still awesome in the ring. Taker could still that was the last year. Taker could do the suicide dive and the flying clothesline. And Taker had his long hair before he cut it, which I didn't like. And, he was in great shape at the time. And so was Sting. He got healthy, stayed away from the ring a little bit. And he wasted it by going back to TNA. I love Sting, but I've always said that was a dumb move. WrestleMania 31, now this was a dumb move in WWE by not going Undertaker with Sting. Yet you have Sting face Triple H and fucking make him lose clean for an outdated feud no one asked for. And yeah, WrestleMania 32, sucks Sting got injured. And in my opinion, Sting's run in WWE sucked. And Sting is one of my favorites of all time, my top 5 to 10. And, I grew up as a kid watching Sting in, the early 2000s. I marked out seeing him in TNA. He was my favorite guy in TNA for a long time. And WWE, in my opinion, gives him a shitty run. Yeah, he had good matches, but end of the day, the whole booking, him losing, no one asking for these matches, and he loses to matches nobody asks to see. And this is how his career goes out. So this is a disappointing run. Sorry, not good. And WWE not doing this match, kill yourselves. Coming in at number 3, The Rock versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 19 and 20. Now I see a lot of debates going back and forth, or like 50% say 19, 50% say 20. It could have worked either show, but you know what? I honestly feel this match should happen at WrestleMania 19. The Hollywood Rock versus comeback Shawn Michaels. I think with The Rock as a heel, with him having the cuffs off and saying what the fuck he wants and not worried about getting cheered, he could have brought up the Click days of him trying to bring down The Rock, being disrespectful to his grandmother. I think these promos back and forth would have been awesome. And I think that A heel Rock versus a face Shawn Michaels would have been an awesome feud. And this would have been for sure a 5-star match. And The Rock, he really deserved the win this night. WrestleMania 20, it would have been also perfect too. Madison Square Garden, WWF home. Even though maybe one problem would be that more fans would cheered for Shawn Michaels and The Rock because, they were angry at The Rock for selling out, leaving them for Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. They can go fuck themselves. And yeah. But I think it would have been better at WrestleMania 19. Coming in at number 2, Stone Cold versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 18. This could have happened at WrestleMania 19 too, but I'm going to more stick to 18 here. This would have been perfect. The two greatest of all time going at it. The man of the 80s versus the man of the 90s. And how even Hogan and WCW was huge in the 90s also. So you have WWF in the 80s versus WWF in the 90s. WCW versus WWF. The perfect babyface versus the perfect heel. The top heel of WCW versus the top face of the WWE. The two greatest of all time. The two greatest babyfaces of all time. And in my opinion, Stone Cold Steve Austin would not have gotten booed for facing Hulk Hogan. How many times has Stone Cold truly gotten booed during his face run? Hell, even look when he was a heel. People didn't truly want to boo him. For some of the people who want to boo him, it did not last that long. So, and look at The Rock later on that year. They booed him facing Lesnar. Some fans knew he was moving on to Hollywood, and The Rock is just a guy that people are just genuinely jealous of. Look at his fellow wrestlers who badmouthed him for coming back. So imagine what some of these idiot fans are saying. So of course they're going to fucking boo The Rock. But yeah. And this is an unpopular opinion. I just truly believe this. They could have had a better match. With Austin saying he didn't think the match wouldn't be that good. Straight up, guys, all it is, Austin just doesn't like the guy, period. But in my opinion, match quality, this could have been anywhere from 4 stars to 4.5 stars, tops. Nothing more, nothing less than 4 stars. Nothing more than 4.5 stars, and have Austin win. They shake hands, and in my opinion, they probably could have got a Hogan Warrior split. Coming in at number 1, obvious one, Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair. I realize this story has got to be one of the biggest mysteries in WWF history to why this match didn't happen. We'll never know. If you ask me, the only person who knows why this match did not happen was Mr. McMahon and whoever he told. I don't think he told Hogan, and I do not think he told Flair. Maybe Pat Patterson knows, that's his buddy, that's been his friend from a long time ago, one of his main bookers. So maybe Pat Patterson knows, but he's keeping his best friend's secret. So the only person we're going to find out from is Vince McMahon. I truly believe Pat Patterson knows, but he's just being a good friend, that's all. But yeah, I think only Vince McMahon could tell that story of why that match didn't happen. Hogan and Flair, they don't have a story for why it didn't happen. It's just a bunch of guesses, conspiracy theories, he say, she say, no official story on why it didn't happen. My belief was because, Hogan and Sid were on their way out, and then Vince had wrote in Sid's contract he was going to wrestle Hulk Hogan, and, I guess he wanted to stick by that. But there's no official story. There's just a bunch of he say, she say, guesses, conspiracy theories. We'll never find out. And the whole myth of their match wasn't that good. There's one match they had in 1991, I forget where it was, where Ric Flair has on the light blue trunks and brings up the title and is blurred out. I thought that was a good match. I liked that match. That was an underrated match. And I'm watching that saying, these two could have had a good match. And Hogan one time even said something about how they had a match and it drew a big number and they never went through with it. So there's plenty of mysteries to why this match didn't happen. This match, I think, would have been one of Hogan's best matches. maybe one of Ric Flair's top 50 to 30 matches. But top 10 to 20, nah, no way. Flair's just that great in the ring. Plus, Flair was still in his prime at this point. Not at his peak, not what he was in the 80s till 1990. But he was still great at this point. And if you ask me what star match this would have been, probably, four. No, I'd say minimum 4.25 to 4.5 stars. Because Hogan can wrestle when he wants to, and the biggest babyface in the 80s versus the biggest heel of the 80s. WWF versus NWA/WCW. WWF champion versus NWA champion, even though they had to get back the NWA belt, and Flair won the Royal Rumble. But hell, they could have even done this match like no title on the line. And who knows, maybe have Jake win it for like a day or two and then drop it to Savage to make Savage champion anyways. What would you do with Undertaker and Sid? Here's the original plan for WrestleMania 8. Hogan versus Flair, Sid versus Taker, with Sid winning, so that means we got no streak. We got Hogan versus Flair. But for Hogan versus Flair at WrestleMania 8, I'd sacrifice the streak. And Jake versus Randy Savage. So yeah, I would have, done that, or even not do it for the WWE title and have, Jake somehow win it and drop it to Savage and him go out that way, But yeah, we'll never know why this match never happened. It should have happened. Pretty ridiculous why it didn't happen, but we'll never know. That's how I look at it. We'll never find that out. But yeah, those are my top 10 greatest WrestleMania matches to never happen. What do you agree with? Disagreement? Comment, subscribe, and what are some of your mentions? What are some of the greatest WrestleMania matches that you think never happened? What's your order? Tell me, guys.